Here it is, the new Mighty Nein and HIPDOT collab that I pre-ordered forever and a half ago. So I'm not like partnered with them or anything, and this isn't a sponsored video. I just love Critical Role and Dungeons and Dragons and TTRPGs and stuff so much. And when I found out that they were doing this, I was like, I do makeup. I need to try this. And so I instantly pre-ordered it. And I have been not so patiently waiting for it for the last few months, and now I finally get to share it with all of you. So as you can see here, I'm just doing my normal basic face stuff first, you know, my foundations. I've been using two foundations in the last few times because I accidentally bought a CoverGirl foundation that was way too light for me, but it looked to be the same, about the same like shade as the concealer I used. And so I was like, why not just have built-in concealer into my foundation? But then I was weird about it, and then I was like, let me also, you know, put concealer on top of that as well. So yeah, I'm just doing that, and then of course I powder where I put like all my highlighted areas just to make sure that they're like extra packed in there, and then I just powder the rest of it and move on. In the words of Sailor J, I don't shave shit, the contour. Don't judge that accent, but yeah, this is me doing my contouring. I don't know what it is, but I don't like my contouring too much anymore. And one of these days, I'm just gonna do a video where I just try all these different kinds. Because first of all, girl, these aren't even. These aren't even the same thing. And I'm also trying to like blend it out, which you don't really do with contour. I don't know what I've been doing. I'm just gonna go back to doing tricksy contouring like I used to do when I first started makeup. Like when I first started doing makeup, I legitimately did like Trixie Mattel, like the big like triangle shadow with my contouring. Mainly just because I basically learned to do makeup from Trixie, and like, you know, watching a couple of other like drag race queens, but like I mainly was like very just inspired by Trixie Mattel and her look, and I did hers for a while because I remember her saying that it works really good on like people with dark skin, and well, you know, my skin isn't too dark, but you know, and then also people who are, you know, on the heavier side like myself, who have like more full cheeks like I do, because it kind of just plumps up your cheeks. And I don't know why I stopped. I think I was going through this thing where I was trying to just like skinify my face, or skinnyify my face, and yeah, I don't know. It doesn't look horrible, but at the same time, I'm also just like, sometimes going back to the basics is a good thing. This next section, I'm just going to be talking you through what shades and such that I used from the eyeshadow palette. And I just gotta say real quick, I really loved their eyeshadows. They lifted really well. Like they just came up really well, and they laid very nicely, and they blended very, like, just really nice. I haven't bought anything from HIPDOT before, so I don't know if that's just how HIPDOT makes all their stuff, but it was so nice. It's honestly some of the best eyeshadow I think I've used in a while. I will say I do wish it came in a bit more of a variety of colors. Like hopefully one day they'll do like a bigger thing, but I understand it's also like, you know, they did all the eyeshadows are kind of like based off of like different characters, so it makes sense. But you know, we can always have our fingers crossed for the future. After priming my eye with some white foundation, I used the shade Expositor to highlight under my brow and just make sure that it was going to be nice and white. And I gotta say, it blended out really well, and it's very pigmented and just very white. Next, I'm using Spark to kind of just start out. It's the lightest shade on here. So I just like made a little line and blended it out just to kind of get everything started and everything going. And again, it blends out pretty well. It really stays where you put it, so you have to put in a little effort, but it blends out relatively well. I had to do it a couple times just to make sure that it got really pigmented, But overall, I really enjoyed how easily they blended together and how well they layered with each other. That same sort of C pattern I used for Spark, I'm going to deepen in kind of enrich in the color using the shade Brave. Just in that same kind of C shape right above my where my eyes naturally fold with my little hooded eyes. Next, in an even smaller C, I'm just going to use a little bit of the shade Chain Breaker. Because it is black, might I say, it is a very deep dark black. I actually will say it's a little bit on the gray side, which a lot of actual companies do, but that's just because most people don't want like a black on their face. But that's, but this is very deep, very dark, and I actually really like it. And I'm using a little bit, like not as much as I did the others, because if you don't want to use too much, because it might overpower it and make it too dark. But you're just kind of doing it to add some depth. And then I erased some bits there, like right on my lid, and then I'm just cutting the crease with the same white foundation that I used to make a base. And then I went in with a little bit of, well, not a little bit, but I covered my lid in Trickster. I really like it. It's really cute and really subtle, but I decided that I was gonna go on top of that with Nine, just because I just felt it popped a little bit more and added a bit of shimmer and glitter that I really like. And then I'm just gonna go in with the little highlighter. I'm not gonna lie, I did have to work for it a little bit to get it to show up, but overall I actually really like it. And then I used their like purple lipstick as well as my own like black matte lipstick that I had, and it made a really nice little ombre effect, and they built on top of each other really well, so that's really good. I just didn't feel like the light of a purple would work for me. Just remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to get notified of when I post, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!